A good day to all. Welcome back to Swhizz Academy. In the last videos, we have discussed the installation of Salesforce command line interface and the installation of Visual Studio Code. And also, we have successfully installed some of the extensions which are related to the Salesforce, such as Salesforce extension pack, right? Right. So in your Visual Studio Code, so you are having something called as a terminal. You are having something called as a terminal, which you can use to open your command prompt, which is nothing but a PowerShell, which is nothing but a PowerShell, another instance of PowerShell. You can simply type here to verify whether your Salesforce Visual Studio Code before Salesforce command line interface is installed. Just type SF and enter. Of course, it is going to take up a couple of seconds, and you can see if you successfully installed your Salesforce CLI before your Visual Studio Code, then you are going to get such kind of thing, which is saying that all these commands are at your disposal for to use. Now, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? So I am having a Salesforce org. I'm having a Salesforce org. Okay. So, and I want to link this Salesforce org to my Visual Studio Code. To my Visual Studio Code. So, how can I do that? How in the God's name am I going to do that? Let us have a look at guys. Very simple. So, the first thing is you should have an extension installed in your system called as a Salesforce extension pack. So which will in turn allow you to integrate your Salesforce CLI with using your Visual Studio Code with the Salesforce DX environment. Salesforce DX environment. So using this, see what it is saying, do not install this extension directly. You people might be thinking, why can't I install only this one? So that is why I'm saying this. Don't install this extension directly. Install the complete Salesforce extension pack. Instead, it is saying. So you can go for this documentation also. What is this and all? Go to the Salesforce DX Trailhead chapter and understand what this Salesforce Trailheads DX chapter is telling about it. Okay, fine. Then once you installed it, currently I did not open any folder at all. I did not open any folder at all. Okay. So what would I like to do is I want to create a new folder. But before that, instead of creating the folder itself, I don't want to create any normal kind of folder, but I want to create a folder which can hold the Salesforce organization's meta structure. Okay, so how can I do? So there is something called as command palette. What is that, guys? Command palette. In view, you can see command palette, or you can use your shortcut key Control Shift P. I would like to use the shortcut keys, which will make my work easier. So that is up to your preference, everyone. Just click on it. And so just type SFDX. If you see some of the commands coming from SFDX, that is your Visual Studio Code is able to successfully identify the commands of CLI with the help of the Salesforce extension pack. Okay. Then what is that we want to do? We want to create a project this time. So, sir, what should we do? We have to create a project or project with the manifest. Always with something else is more usable for us, right? So it's not like that. So we will go with the manifest because we have experience with working with manifest files. If not, we have to create them manually. I want that also to be created automatically. Just click on it and just wait for it. See at the bottom left corner, you can see activating extensions or something is happening there. Just please wait for it. It may take up a couple of seconds also. Or repeat it a couple of times. End of the day, the speed of the Visual Studio Code depends on the speed of your local system. Please remember that point very carefully. If you are just using a very mediocre laptop and trying to expect it to work just like mine, of course, my laptop is not much of a beast system here. It is just a normal system. So it just take a couple of seconds. Please wait for it. or you can go to these in between. We can discuss the regarding this. See, whenever I comment the type of CSF here, what it is asking me, it is saying that it is opening the node from Salesforce CLI 21.13.9, something like that. So if you want to update the SFDX CLI, you can update the SFDX CLI also. See here, you have some commands available. So SFDF update. So SF, I will type SF version. See, it will give you the latest version that is available in your system right now. That is 18.15 or something, or 2.13.9 node it is available, right? So I will try to update it. Sorry, the command is wrong. CLS stands for clearing the screen. I can just say SF update. So it is trying to update the CLI. I don't think there will be any updates because very recently I have installed it. Yeah, it is in the latest version. It is saying that you want to see these things. Okay, fine. See what it is saying. It is already on the latest version available. That is it is saying, right? Right. Let us try it one more time. See, now we got the things. Salesforce standard project template, empty project template, and analytics project template. If you would like to have build everything from the scratch, you go from empty, but it is not recommended because we need to write hundreds of folders created. So we don't want that. So we will go with the standard template, standard project template here. And I'm just going to give Swhizz Tech demo. And it will ask you, where do you want to create the folder? Where do you want to create the folder? So I would like to create it on my desktop and click on create project. It is not recommended to desktop, but you don't know that I'm being using this desktop as a folder from a D drive, so it is fine. Please create it in documents or downloads or any D drive folders or anything like that, and you can see that has been created. And it is asking to authorize the files. Yes, I want to authorize. Yes, I trust the authors. Right. So you can see that some things have come up here. Some things have come up here, guys. Observe this, everybody. Right. This is the project, and you can see the folder created on your desktop, and it is going to have all the folder structure that actually your Salesforce organization will have for your data and the metadata in the force.com server. And the next question is, sir, everything is fine. So we have created a project and all. So is there any way we can connect my local system to my Salesforce organization? Absolutely. Absolutely. And what is the command for that? Control-Shift-P. So it's not coming here. Maybe it's trying to take a couple of times. Just a second, everybody. So there is an extension package.xml. It will bring things forcibly. Sometimes the commands might come a little bit late. So I'm just forcing them to come faster. That's it. When we previously it was already loaded, but now we changed the project, right? We created a project and moved from that setting to this setting. So that's why it is reactivating all the extensions for this project also. If you don't get some extensions, don't please hurriedly decide that your Visual Studio Code is not working. Okay. Just wait a minute, guys. I know I'm taking too much time here, but there is no other way I can do. So I have to make up for it. Generally, it will take around 3 to 4 minutes, according to my knowledge regarding my system. If I'm using another laptop, it might take a couple of seconds more. So let us try once again. So you can see SFDX authorize. Can you see that? See, once you wait for a couple of minutes, at the bottom left corner, you can see there is coming something as called as change default or no default org set here. So when you get this one loaded, then you can see this extension. So you just need to wait a couple of times, and it will also show you one more point called as org browser here. So just authorize an org here. It is still activating the extensions, and it will open the browser. Before that, it will ask you what kind of org you want to authorize. So once again, authorize an org and see what you get here. So select the project you default, so that whenever you open this project, so this organization will be automatically selected, so that you can do any operations from here to your organization or from your organization to this one. Just click on the project default and just name as something like Swhizz demo DSB. Something you can name whatever you want it. Just click on it. It is authorizing an org here. By opening the browser, and just make sure you log in with the appropriate credentials that you are using. So I want this organization that I want to use using my Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to logging in using it. And you can see for the first time when you are logging in with the help of Visual Studio Code, it is not asking you to authorize Visual Studio Code, but it is asking you to authorize the Salesforce CLI, because that is the software that you are going to work in order to connect with your Salesforce. So your editor Visual Studio Code is just an intermediary component which acts as a editor. That's it. Remember that point very carefully, guys. And then click on allow. And it is saying authentication successful. And the proof of it is that, you can see the alias name that you have provided here. And whenever you can say, I click on this button here, open org. I click on this. It will open the org without any credentials. Even you don't log in also, it will open, because your login credentials are securely stored inside the Visual Studio Code here. Right, everyone? So that is how we connect our Salesforce organization with your Visual Studio Code. Right? So please hit me up with any comments that you got while connecting your Salesforce org with your Visual Studio Code, guys. See, this is the thing we are having. This is the folder explorer, and you can see this is the org browser. So which is going to, don't worry. So it is not an error there. The org is already set up. You just need to wait for it to process the metadata order. See, so it will show you all the things that are available in your system. Right. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, for your patience. So in the next session or next video, we will discuss about how to work with the anonymous window with your Visual Studio Code. Right? Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good day.